Hello, welcome back. It's a beautiful Sunday morning here in the Hotel Orloff in scenic and sunny rural Retreat, Virginia. Ladies and gentlemen, we're at the Hotel Orloff, and once again, I'm your host, Dr. Gratu Orloff, and we are getting ready for a voyage into nostalgia. And I spent half an hour looking for this step ladder, and I've just finally found it behind the couch here. So I've got stuff to do, and you're welcome to come along if you'd like. Okay. My mission today is to get the comic book room upstairs under control. It's become quite a unsightly mess, as my mother would have said. It's disreputable. She used to use that word, disreputable. I don't want to, for my reputation as one of the greatest comic book collectors of all time, to be diminished. So we must be organized. Um, let's see. Okay. Well, I gotta be real quiet going upstairs. My wife's working, and I don't want to bother her. Oh, and David Wilcox going live later. I gotta whisper. I gotta be quiet. Turn off the lights, man. See. But this room is equipped with Edison electric light. So I'm gonna turn off the Edison electric light. There they are. Well, the first thing you got to do when you're organizing a comic book room is put on old radio commercials from the 1950s and 60s and 70s to energize you. So I'll turn on this power strip and get that going. Let's see. I have an idea, and I think I see how we could do this. Okay. Hold on, ladies and gentlemen. Today is going to be the dawn of a new era. We're going to get this room. Okay, so you don't really have a perspective of what this looks like, so I'll just let you see. It's just a big mess. And we're going to get this under control today before we end the program. So, I'm going to move some things around. Well, so how are you guys doing on this beautiful Sunday? Um, I would have gone to church, but I don't have a church yet. Um, we have, let's see. Oh man. Look what I just found. It's a bookmark for the book The Deep that was turned into a movie. And on the other side, it's promoting Eaters of the Dead and even Cowgirls Get the Blues. This was a free little bookmark that you could get at Century Bookstore in the late 70s. And I picked it up and I found it just now at the bottom of a Charlie Brown Peanuts trash can over there. So there's no telling. They're promoting it because it's the same author as Jaws, Peter Benchley. So that was probably from about 76, 77, I'm guessing. Starting to get a little bit of a cold here. Now I'm moving stuff around. I don't like how that looks there. Yeah, hold on. Oh boy. Oh, I see what I gotta do. Okay. Okay. We got 2 inches of snow yesterday. It was very beautiful. Let's see. Usually it doesn't snow when it's in the 70s, but it did yesterday. And it was very unusual. Okay. No, that doesn't work either. Okay, well, one thing I want to do, well, let's see. First of all, I gotta get some of these magazine boxes out of here. First, let me get some of these comic boxes put back where they should be. Tomorrow, I should be getting a box from Gotham City Comics, and that'll be interesting to open up. Oh man. I found these cool John Goris stickers, which I need to decorate comic book boxes with. Okay. I gotta go blow my nose. Okay. Oh man, there's just so much stuff I get. Okay. These are, the previous owner liked to use those, I don't know, what do you call them? CFL bulbs. They're these curly cube bulbs that have mercury in them. So if you drop one, it's a toxic spill. Also, they just put out very ugly light. And they're fluorescent. I don't like fluorescent light around movie posters or comic books because it does a number of fading colors. And so up here in this closet is a CFL bulb, so I'm going to change it out. And then I'm going to put a bunch of magazine boxes into this into this closet. Yikes! Oh man, there's stuff up here I didn't even realize. Oh wow. Wow, man, this is incredible. So how are you guys doing today, man? There is a lot of storage space in some of these closets, I have to admit. Alright. The evil bulb that I do not like. I do not like them, Sam, I am. Okay. Now I can't see where to screw that thing in, man. Oh, there it is. Man, shit. Come on. Come on, you little. All right. Well, now. So, okay. Oh, here's a shirt from when I was, man, this is a shirt I wore in 3rd grade. I don't think it would still fit. It's a wacky package shirt. Okay. I've got 2 long boxes down here of Wizard magazine, which I don't know if anyone even collects that, but I don't throw anything away. I guess if people get nostalgic about the 1990s, Wizard is the magazine to look at. This was sent to me by a friend. He contacted me on Instagram and said, I'd like to send you a piece of original art that I drew. And I've been meaning to frame this. It was done in 2021. So, if you're watching this, I have it and it's going to be framed. I mean, there's another piece of art that was sent to me. Where did it go? It was right here. Charlton's. Let me put this art that I should frame all in one place. This was sent to me by Charlton66. He had this artist. See this artist here. He commissioned him to draw this for me at a comic convention. So he knows how much I like Morticia Addams. So that's great. We'll keep the original art together. We got something done here. Now, what I'm trying to do is what I'm trying to attack is this closet here. I've got these magazine boxes stacked up high. And let's see one thing I looked at earlier. One of the viewers, EMSH, EMSH, he keeps asking me, do you have a copy of Eerie magazine from Warren Publications? Do you have issue number 23? He's asked me multiple times. And I said, what's the significance of Eerie 23? You'll have to remind me. He says, well, that's the Frank Frazetta Egyptian Queen cover. And I said, well, I think I have it. But I just flipped through my Eerie box. I don't have that. I guess, I do have, they reused that Frazetta painting in the late 70s on the cover of Creepy. And I have that one. I remember getting that at the PX, but in Fort Worth. But yeah, I don't. It turns out I do not have that. So I looked it up on mycomicshop.com. They don't even have it in stock. They have one that's about to go up for auction, so that means it's a high dollar thing. And then I looked on eBay, and the prices are between 150 for one that's kind of beat up to 250. Man, I didn't know about that the prices were going up like that. Well, maybe on that particular issue, because the cover is just gorgeous. It's a very beautiful cover with the Frazetta Egyptian Queen painting and just the logo Eerie up at the top. It's just one of the great covers. And it's anyway. Hold on. I'm all distracted here, ladies and gentlemen. What in the name of heck? Oh, I see. I might as well get the Christmas decorations going. It's never too early. Okay. So let's begin. Put you guys down. We're going to move this box that's labeled fanzines down on top of the wizard box. Whoa, shit. I mean, shoot. Sorry about the cursing, ladies and gentlemen. What's in this pile? I see. Yeah, I see. Okay. Flip into this box, seeing what's in here. Nothing of cool stuff, but you've seen it all before. This box, it looks like this box is later period Vampirella. This is Vampirella 89, and it's Vampirella up to the rest of the run. Oh, okay, here's some stuff that Imsh was asking about. Here's Comics International #1. It's the only issue I have of Comics International, and it's color, Warren magazine. And yeah, he was asking me about that. Then he was asking me about Blazing Combat, and it looks like the only issue of Blazing Combat I have is #3. Okay, and then it moves into the Rook. I've shown you all this stuff. And then I have Vampirus Carmilla, Shudder, and then Monster and Toy Collector. So when I've got a bunch of Vampirus Carmillas and Shudders and my whole pile of Gotham City Comics in Mesa, Arizona. I need to, when I get those from Kevin, you call Gotham City Comics in Mesa, Arizona for all your comic books and monster toy needs. When I get those, then I know where to put them. This is a box filled with the Spirit, Rip-Off Magazine, Weirdo, Zippy the Pinhead. That's what this is. I told my wife I'd clear this closet to put clothes in. It's not happening. This box has my collection of the Monster Times, and there's a Fangoria that should be in another box. These are a bunch of monster magazines. Ooh, there's some good stuff. Ooh, there's some interesting stuff in here. Let's see, what is that? What did I see? Look at this wrestling magazine. Yeah. Sometimes half-price books, if you live near half-price books, you can wind up with amazing magazines that you wouldn't normally find in a comic book store. That's some pretty good stuff. Oh, there's a Betty Page cover. Can't show it to you, but... Oh, wait, hold on. I just found some stuff I need to move to another box. And there's a Fangoria. Okay. Interesting. Okay, well, we found some stuff that needs to be moved. Well, everybody senses a disturbance in the force. I don't know. Most people seem to be everybody's got their spidey sense, I should say, kind of, squiggly lines around our heads. I mean, if you don't, you're feeling something, and you just don't know what it is. I've heard various people talking about it, putting it in, verbalizing it. I heard Vivek Ramaswamy talking to someone this morning, and he put it into words. Basically, we've got a debate coming up in 2 days between Trump and Kamala Harris. Trump is apparently Kamala Harris wanted to stand on a box or something to lift her up because Trump is easily a foot taller than her. I think she's 5'4". He's probably 6'3", 6'4". So, but they're not allowing that. So, but not that that's going to affect anything. Basically, it would stand to reason, because she's a twit, that she's going to lose the debate, right? And so if she loses the debate, damn it, the last time someone lost the debate, the Democrats just switched out. They switched Biden out, right? But they can't switch Kamala Harris out. It's too late. They've already printed the ballots. So if she loses in the debate, the only way they can fix things is for suddenly there to be something horrible to happen. Just, oh my gosh, something horrible just happened to happen. And then she steps forward and like in a Winston Churchill moment, galvanizes the nation and says, this is our finest hour. We are going to all unite together as Americans, against our common foe. Or maybe it'll just be like a surprise earthquake or something that happens, like, wow, surprise, something, people sense something's going to happen horrible that will make Kamala Harris a hero as she brings the nation together. I don't know. That's what people are predicting. That's what Vivek Ramaswamy seemed to be implying. But no, not that we get into politics here on this show. Anyway, I pulled out these magazines that I know go in a box over here because I was going through them not long ago. There's a local store that I got a bunch of 1950s rock and roll fan magazines at about 2 months ago, and I won't go in that store now because I'm afraid of what I'll find. I can't go in there. It's just not, because we're poor, ladies and gentlemen. We're officially poor. Thank you, Democratic administration. No, I don't want to go in there and tempt myself. It could be real bad. So, anyway. My wife got me this really nice wallet as a present with these ads. And because my wallet is all beat up, this was also a present from her a long time ago, but my wallet's beat up, and so she got me this nice wallet from Retro A Go-Go, and it's so cool. I just have it sitting in my comic room because I don't want it to get all beaten up and worn. It's just and Kevin at Gotham City Comics is the same way. He's got one just like this, and he's not using it. It's also in his office, just on display. So, all right. Oh my gosh, this is not the right one. Oh, look at this. Is this the right one? Yeah. I got this at Half Price Books for, I don't know, $5, They just looked at it, oh, it's kind of beat up old 70s book about Kiss. And they They probably opened it up, you know. But what they didn't know, let me show you. If you open it up to the back, it says, "To one hell of a handball player, Paul Stanley." And it's, he said, "Well, how do you know that's a real signature?" Come on. If it just said Paul Stanley, well, you might suspect, well, I don't know, but this is way too specific and weird and oddball. It's obviously someone that played handball with Paul Stanley at some gym, and he signed this, you know, and this is clearly real. So I don't know what is a Paul Stanley inscribed autograph worth. I don't know. I think it's cool. Kiss is a band that I didn't like when I was a kid, but then in the 70s, that was like I was a snob, you know. I didn't think they were good, but then in the 90s, I realized how great Kiss was, and I became a huge fan. It just took a few years. I don't know, man. What is going on here? This is not the box I thought it was. Oh, this is neat. It's Genie magazine. Now, if you're here to see comic books, I don't always show comic books on this channel, and this isn't really a comic book channel, so well, it has been kind of in the past, so I understand your confusion, but I don't want it to be a comic book channel. Comic books, old comic books are great. I'll show them if I happen to have them around, and clearly we're in a comic book room surrounded by comic books, but right now this is what I want to look at. I went in an estate sale once in Arlington, Texas, and the person that had passed away was obviously a magician. There were tons of books about magic. I picked up a bunch of them, and I got this magazine. This was part of what they had in there. I got as much as I possibly could at the time, and so I don't know about other issues of Genie magazine. Maybe you could look on eBay, but it's this is from September 1970. It's volume 35, number 1. It's the Conjurer's magazine. Now, does anyone know that there's a magazine for magicians? Look at this. He's got a woman in a box. Who's the artist there? The New Houdinis. There's a little bit of water damage on the side. But how many of this magazine are there still out there in the world? I don't know. But this is, oh man, this, you see, the 1970s, the commercials were better in other decades. Like, I gotta fast forward every time. I can't take it. I want a Shasta. Okay. Now, here's a magazine called Necromancer. Bunch of ads for magician ads.
When I'm driving, I'm behind the wheel, so I don't think I need them. I do. When your number's up, it's up.
It's the trade magazine for magicians.
I don't like when they fail around, the waist.
Oh, no.
Who would have thought something like this existed? So there's all kinds of weirdness here in the archives of the Hotel Orloff.
Like too many drivers, he found an
See, if you sit through into the 36th minute of the show, you'll find cool things. You just had to watch me change a light bulb for a while. Okay, well, anyway, I thought this was a box filled with rock and roll magazine. Where did I put it? Oh, it's in here somewhere, man. We'll find it.
Good books are needed to combat the flood of literature being circulated.
Look at this magazine. It's Bad Trip number 2.
The Russians alone publish and distribute well over 100 million volumes of all kinds.
Back, you've got a 1960s Chesterfield King's ad.
At ridiculously low prices or given away free.
There was a really good garage rock band in the 80s and early 90s called the Chesterfield Kings. If you saw the record, you'd almost think it came right out of 1966. They all had Brian Jones hair, and it sounded very authentic. And but this is a magazine in the 90s. Or was this 90s or is this 80s? Let's see. I've been into this music a long time. This was printed in Atlanta, Georgia. It gives the actual address, 742 Piedmont Avenue, number 3. So, there are all these bands coming out at the time, you know, like the Mono Men, Manor Man, that sounded very much like 60s surf music or garage rock. And there's a big article in the Chocolate Watch Band in here. They're great. They're an actual 60s band. But, okay, here's an ad for Garage Shock 93. So that dates this early 90s. Super SNES, yeah, they had the 5, 6, 7, 8s, one of my favorite bands. I've been into the 5, 6, 7, 8s for decades. I was into the 5, 6, 7, 8s. Yeah, let's see, when did Kill Bill come out? Easily 15 years before Quentin Tarantino discovered a 5, 6, 7, 8 record while he was in Japan, and then he put them in his movie, playing in that club or whatever, in Kill Bill, where they have the big massacre where they're fighting with swords. They're the band playing Woohoo, which was a 50s rock and roll song from a band called the Rocketeens. This was
all Americans are urged to attend church regularly. Freedom to worship constitutes
a time, you know, the 90s. I keep knocking the 90s, and I forget there was a lot of great stuff happening in the 90s. I hate the 90s. When I say I hate the 90s, I think I'm just thinking about the comic, what was happening in the comic book world. But I wasn't paying attention. Why would I buy a copy of New Mutants 98 when I could buy this? You know, this is a far better investment to me. There was a lot of good music coming out. I was more in the 90s into music and all the buying other things and old comic books, but you know, I still was buying Silver Age comics, but this was a band I liked, Garbage. They were really good. And there's a band out today called Sir Chloe that I think is really good, and really good song. Oh, this was a magazine that came out back then called Your Flesh. This artist, his signature, where is his signature? Is XNO. And for a while I was calling him Zeno, but I think you're just supposed to call him XNO. His real name is like Chet Darmstetter or something, and he lived in Tennessee, but he would do all these great paintings. I loved his art. I've got some original art in a painting by him, and then some prints, Giclée by him. But oh man, this is kind of good. Look at that. This ought to be the thumbnail of this episode. How about that? Let me see. Let me look in so I look cross-eyed. I bet that looks good. Anyway, this is Your Flesh number 22. I don't know how you would. I guess you could get it on eBay. I don't know. Yeesh. This isn't just about. Yeesh. This has this is more of a punk rock magazine. There's some pictures in there that were inappropriate, ladies and gentlemen. I loved his artwork, man. This friend of mine, Jason Cohen, had an art gallery and had a whole bunch of his art on it. He had a gallery show just of his art. Unbelievable. There was one painting I'll never forget. It was a train. This guy is influenced by all the same stuff I am. I mean, he loves This character is called Frankenpop. This guy's probably done 1,000 paintings of this character, Frankenpop. He's half Frankenstein, half Popeye. He does lots of paintings of weird mutated Count Chocula's, Frankenberries, the Addams Family, all the great monster stuff. This is one of the greatest guys. He's kind of like Robert Williams and Richard Corbin, and I don't know who else all had a baby together. There's some good magazines in this box. My goodness. All I can say is put the makeup back on, Kiss. Well, this is Rip magazine. I think I bought this actually because it has the Cramps in it. The Cramps, oh my gosh, what is this? I'm just laughing at how young Glenn Danzig looked back then. My wife's gonna find this amusing. Glenn Danzig's now, is he in his 70s? I don't know. Anyway, Danzig. This is, by the way, October 1987. I guess that was a while back. 1987, Oh, yeah, I was 22 years old then. So, I guess things have changed. 87. Alice Cooper looked young back then, too. I guess we all looked a little bit younger back then. How about that? Can you imagine? To navigate the curve without getting into real big trouble. Your car was so quiet that your Rip magazine. During those long miles of straightaway. You were burning along without. See, the problem is I come in here to organize and I get looking at magazines and then I get all. Oh, okay. Here's the article on the Cramps. She was a temporary member of the Cramps, but that's Poison Ivy and Lex Interior and Nick Knox, and they had a rotating. They had rotating people in that position of the band. Originally, they had a guy named Brian Gregory, who was visually amazing. He looked like Boris Karloff, and he had all this face that had been ravaged by acne as a teenager. So there were all these pits in it. So if you lit him just right, it looked like he was out of a Universal horror movie. And he had this white shock of hair that came down, and he was really cool, and he'd have a cigarette hanging. I'm not endorsing cigarette smoking, but he looked really cool with a cigarette hanging from his lip, and then he'd spit it out while he's playing the guitar. Anyway, he quit the band and I think he quit the band and married a witch and became a warlock. I mean, I'm not saying the band wasn't like that, but he was a little bit. I mean, it wasn't a satanic band, but he was nuts. And then they had a whole succession of people that, and now everyone in the band is gone except for where was that picture? I don't know. I'm just assuming you don't know anything about the Cramps. I don't know why I'm doing that. Sorry if I'm insulting your intelligence. I can't find the picture, but anyway. Poison Ivy's the only one that's still alive. Oh, that brunette might still be alive, but anyway, whatever. She's kind of disappeared. I hear people say they still know her whereabouts, but because her husband, Lex Interior, passed away. So, I'm going through this box, but man. Unbelievable.
What does the fight for equality mean to you? The chance to work at a better job?
This magazine, I think, was out of Detroit. I'm pretty sure. Motor Booty. and
Another kind of equality. The right to be born healthy.
it has comics, like underground comics in it, and then
Making that kind of
it
equality
has
happen is why the March of Dimes is fighting birth
yeah,
defects.
this is more comic oriented, and then band articles
Children born with birth defects in America
and
each year. Blind, deaf,
article about Robert Williams,
mentally retarded.
the underground
These birth
comics
defects
artist,
don't
and
discriminate. They strike 1 in 10 American families.
I don't know.
Rich and poor.
I believe this came out of Detroit, Ann Arbor, Michigan.
Won't you volunteer today for the Mother's
Lots of great magazines coming out at that time. Here's another copy of Motor Booty. This is a magazine out of Los Angeles. This is The Beat. I believe this was KRLA radio in LA put this magazine out. This is the November 19th, 1966 issue. America's largest teen newspaper. Looks like it has articles on the monkeys, the yardbirds, the animals. Davy Jones. And in the back there's a really great RC Cola ad, but yeah, I guess this went out all over the country. This is there's the address label. See, it went to Tulsa, Oklahoma. Let's look at it. Alright, so we open it up, and it's like the Monster. This is how the Monster Times was. Also, the Rolling Stone used to be like this. It would open up like this. So it looks like something bad has happened to the Beau Brummels. They've, Beau Brummels had that Baroque sound, Laugh Laugh is one of their hit songs. So,
Either one of them will give you a real bonus to driving safety and comfort. So don't wait. Check out the heavy duty shock sale now.
all the news, about Gene Clark and Petula Clark and Count 5. Oh boy, this is where John Lennon got in trouble with Beatles are more popular than Jesus now. Oh, that didn't go over well. That almost was the end, but he pulled it out. But what really would have been the end if they'd put out that Butcher cover, if that had actually hit the market, oh man, that would have been the end of the Beatles. That was a spectacularly insane, crazy idea to think they could release an album cover where they're sitting there smiling and in the mid-60s with broken baby dolls and raw meat all over them and blood. It was like, yikes. Terrifyingly stupid. Oh, look at this. This magazine. Look, it's a magazine that's really like a book. Ugly Things. This really should be on a bookshelf. See, it's sagging in this box, man. I should, it's really a book, really, but it's a magazine. Because people like me were so into this 1966 music. In the 60s revival, which was happening in the 90s.
Send them to Crusade for Freedom, care of your local postmaster.
This is Lazarus Thursday Night Teen Scene Magazine. Let's turn the page of Teen Scene Magazine to lingerie.
Here's a copy of High Times with Debbie Harry on the cover. I do not endorse the activities in that magazine. Anyway, this is not the box I wanted to find, but I was thinking this was a box that was going to be filled with stuff like this, like really before the 60s, the 50s, and early 60s rock and roll world with Elvis and Bobby Rydell and Annette. Here's a oh man, it's In magazine. This one has a cover separation, but look at that. Zip, zap, zowie. It's Batgirl. So this looks like it gives you, tells you about Batgirl. Yeah, the front and back cover are detached. Well, that's why they invented Scotch tape, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, look, an ad for the Ouija board. That's how Linda Blair got possessed. Remember that? She was talking to someone named Captain Howdy on her Ouija board, and it turned out to be the devil. Come on, Batgirl. You know what would be great is if I put this book into a bag or a bag and board. Yeah, so that might happen someday. Oh, what was that? Oh, look, that's good. Success hasn't spoiled Dave Clark with the Dave Clark 5. Aren't you glad of that? Dave Clark 5 made so much money. Afterwards, he didn't want to keep his music out in circulation. There were a bunch of years, if you wanted Dave Clark 5 music, you had to buy the old records on the secondhand market. And then finally, they put the Dave Clark 5 music on CD. It seems like, was that the late 80s or 90s? He was just sitting on it. Oh man, look how young the Bee Gees were. This was before the disco Saturday Night Fever era. The Bee Gees were a great band. They were tarred and feathered by the anti-disco movement, and they were prominent because of their role on the Saturday Night Fever soundtrack. When people turned on disco, that was not, but they're great, and their disco music was great. And really, in retrospect now, the crummy music has come out since. Disco, a lot of disco sounds good. This article on Twiggy really was beautiful, you know, but it's probably not healthy to be that thin, honestly, but it was a thing there for a while. Here's an article on Leonard Nimoy. So it has, I gotta figure out where, Captain Strangelife's always talking about mending tissue, and he's told me, okay, you get it here, and I just never retain that knowledge, but mending is something to fix covers where it's not gonna burn the paper with acid. Of course, it takes about 15 years before the tape falls off and it leaves gunky acid. I won't even be around in 15 years. I'd be 40. Maybe none of us will be, you know, because the globalists really want us to be at war. They're really pushing for it. Trump doesn't want us to be. Trump will keep us out of war, but all these dummies are saying, oh, Kamala Harris, she wants to bring me joy. I want joy. Besides, she's a woman, so women are peaceful, and now. Okay, yeah, it's introducing Batgirl. It dates this magazine in '67, and it is indeed October of '67. Let's see, the cover is completely, front and back cover are not together, ladies and gentlemen. Here's January '68, Anatomy of a Hippie. This isn't just a music magazine. This is the total being a teenager magazine. Ah, look here, we open it up, and we have Julie Newmar. See that? This looks like she's playing an Indian, which we now call Native Americans, in McKenna's Gold here. So you might have noticed in the third season of Batman that that wasn't it. Well, there was a different Batgirl, Catwoman, in the third season. Obviously, it was Eartha Kitt, who did a great job. But the reason Julie Newmar was not in the theatrical feature film of Batman that came out the summer of '66. Is she was filming McKenna's Gold, is my understanding, and that's why she couldn't be in two movies at once. So they had Lee Merriweather, who was there are people that say Lee Merriweather was the best Catwoman. She really did do a good job in that movie. She was more serious, more well, Julie Newmar, I think, my opinion, is the best Catwoman, but she was a little ditzy, you know, little ditzy, but that was endearing. But the Lee Merriweather was like all business. She didn't come across as ditzy at all. She came across as very cunning and intelligent, and so. But it's one of those things. It's like it's like Sean Connery versus George Lazenby versus Daniel Craig kind of thing. See, it has makeup tips and everything. And of course, you can get your record albums. This is before 8-tracks even existed. Here, you're going to get albums. They might have reel-to-reels. I doubt it. No, teenagers didn't have reel-to-reel players. That's something that wealthy, bachelors had. And then they got married, and they didn't have reel-to-reels anymore. Okay. Jehoshaphat, man. Anyway, Batman premiered in January on ABC of 1966. That movie that played in theaters a few months later in the summer of '66. I mean, it was perfect. The show exploded on television in January, and by the summer, the movie hit, and it premiered in Austin, Texas, and it was a huge hit. It was originally meant to be the pilot for the series. The movie was supposed to play first and then the TV show, but it didn't work out that way. Anyway, speaking of Batman, look at this issue of Teen Life. This is not in very good shape. This is one of those people. My oldest brother was like this. One of the people that handles a magazine and the ink comes off because their hands have acid in them. Like I always joke, it's like The Fly with Jeff Goldblum, just acid seeping out. Yeah, some people handle magazines and comics, and whatever they touch, you see their fingerprint and the ink disappear. So it's like, what kind of did you ever wash your hands in your life? But anyway, the magazine exists and it's held together, but it's in poor condition, I would say. Batman and Robin invites you to a private inside look at the way they really live and love. Part 2 of Robin's own true love story. So these were the days, man. The Beach Boys, and Batman, and the Beatles, and Bond. Oh yeah, I want a go-go tail so you can tack on these things so you can look like Yeoman Rand or something like that, like one of the B-52s. It was a wonderful time. The only problem was the specter of the Vietnam War, which was Democrats. Notice that major wars tend to happen when Democrats are president. Go back through history and see if that's not true. No offense if you're a Democrat watching this. Well, I doubt you'd still be watching. Look, it's Batman and Robin's romantic contest. Holy Priznicks! Holy first winner, transistor radio. Holy second winner, wristwatch. Holy third winner, huge stuffed animal. Holy 12 winners, beach bag, beach mat combination. Should they or shouldn't they fall in love? Have steady gals on the holy, wonderful Batman series? Sure, we mean none other than Batman and his young sidekick Robin. The villains seem to do all right in the romance department, so why not Batman and Robin? Just asking. So tell us in 25 words or less what you think of this lovey-dovey question. So you send it to Batman and Robin Contest, care of Teen Life, P.O. Box 3585 Grand Central Station, New York, New York, 10017. And it says, I think Batman and Robin should, the check mark, should or check mark should not fall in love and go study in the Batman series because, and then you send, that actually would have been cool. I think that would have been okay if Batman and you would see them occasionally, you know. The only real time that happened was when Batman was, sharing soda pop with Julie Newmar's Catwoman, and of course in the movie Lee Merriweather's Catwoman, you know, you see her going after Bruce Wayne because in the movie there's a lot more footage of Bruce Wayne without the Batman suit on, without the mask on. It's almost like maybe Adam West may have requested, I want to be actually seen some in my movie. Here's visiting Batman's pad. Oh shit, this book is not together, man. Oh well. Coming face to face with the green-eyed Batman, pardon Adam West, is the thrill of a lifetime. He's that great as a true life hero. Anyway, there you are in Adam West's bedroom. He had green eyes, huh? I did not know that. What was that? That was Johnny Carson that would say, I did not know that. This is a great one. Teen Talk. I like this masthead for this Teen Talk with that just great illustration. This magazine, I used to use elements of this magazine when I put out a fanzine back in the 90s called The Sophisticate, and I would photocopy from magazines like this, and I used this illustration a lot, or stole it, however you want to phrase it. Look, it's Ed Cookie Burns from 77 Sunset Strip. He was a huge teen idol that is now pretty much forgotten, but he was great in that show, and he was the Fonzie of the early 60s, right around the turn of the decade. You know, he was always combing his hair, and he was this cool hipster that I think he was the guy that parked the cars at the Frankie Avalon, Sandra Dee, Ed Cookie Burns. and you could get up. I shouldn't show that on YouTube. I don't think they like it. 22 caliber new 7-shot repeater automatic. The skilled hand of the German gunsmith is responsible for this 22 caliber 7-shot repeater automatic with self-ejecting empty shells. Just 4 inches long, fits easily into pocket or purse. Ideal for sporting events, stage use, not available to California residents. Comes for $6.95 from Best Values Company. It's in Newark, New Jersey. And this is an ad you don't see anymore. Gain more weight. That's a first world problem, you imagine, you know. It's like a lot of countries, well, I don't know. Anyway, all this picture gallery of Ed Cookie Burns, you know. So, oh, does Cookie demand too much from girls? Oh, here's Luana and George Papard out on a date. Oh man, is this? No, that's not who I thought it was. I have no idea who that is. Why Sandra Dee doesn't date boys. Anyway, medical research on how to treat pimples. We were talking about this the other day, some of the gang on this channel, about, you know, kids today don't worry about pimples anymore. Somehow they have cured pimples. Cream magazine. Oh, this is an early issue of Kicks magazine. Oh, it's Kicks magazine #1. This is a great magazine, but my other issues of Kicks are in another. Oh no, they're in here. I can't describe to you how much I love this magazine. It was put out by Miriam Lena and Billy Miller, who founded Norton Records. Miriam Lena was the original drummer of the Cramps in 1976, and this is just all about great 50s and 60s rock and roll, and it's written in this great, the writing style in this magazine, I can't even tell you. I have issue 1. I do not have issue 2. Issue 3 is all about Escarita, who was the guy that Little Richard kind of stole his act from. Not Little Richard was fantastic. I'm not insulting Little Richard, but this is where it came from. Escarita, and he was even more insane than Little Richard. The Phantom, who did the song called "Love Me," he's fantastic. Link Ray, I mean, all of this great stuff. And there's the Phantom. You know, this is from the 80s, I think. And look at how small it's daunting now as an older person. But when I was in my 20s, I read this is the print so small is what I mean. But they had so much information they crammed into this, and they would go out and meet these bands that were still around. And then they were really big into the Bobby Fuller 4 out of Texas. And then they also, on their Norton Records label, they released new bands, and they were in a band called the A-Bones, Billy Miller and Miriam Lena. But then they also would release, put out records of this old music. There's Rockin' Ronnie Dawson out of Dallas, the Blonde Bomber. He was the guy that did Rockin' Bones. I met him. The Collins Kids, they were great. This is the magazine you need to get. Charlton 66, if you're watching this, which I think you will be at some point, because he's one of the loyal viewers that watches everything from start to finish that we put out. You got to get these magazines if you don't already have them. You'll love them. Here's issue 4. Wanda Jackson, everything, you know, there's Hazel Atkins. He was the one-man band that did, you listen to Hazel Atkins on YouTube. He was insane. He did, here's a photo collage of him. He did the song No More Hot Dogs, and a lot of his songs are about cutting off people's heads, and then you won't eat no more hot dogs after I've done that. And he really inspired the Cramps, and a lot of this music is what inspired the Cramps. And so the Cramps are kind of, like I was saying, kind of a nexus point of this kind of. They were popular with a certain group of people, and then those people discovered the music that influenced the Cramps, and then all of a sudden there's an explosion of this interest. Even more so over in France and England and in Europe, they loved our old forgotten pop culture. See, this is issue 5. They continue to cover Hazel. They put out so much Hazel Atkins music, Norton Records did, and stuff that he had recorded back in the 50s that was never released. All these great bands. Elvis, of course. And then issue 6, they got even more slick with the whole issue, just all about Bobby Fuller 4 and the Rockin' R's and the Rocketines and old ads for the bands. This is just. And then issue 7, they tackled the Trashmen, you know, Surfing Bird, and there's Escarita. But I think she's started the magazine up again, like in present day, and has put out a few issues, but I'm not in on that. I don't have those, and so I need to get them, but I don't have them. So, anyway, so that box was a bust. That was not what I was looking for. Perhaps this is what I'm looking for. No, this is Mad Specials. Um, Maybe it's this box. Hold on. The thing is, when I come in here, I intend to clean it up, but what I do is I wind up rearranging boxes and moving them into different spots. But it still looks just as bad and messy as it did when I started. Do you have that problem? Or perhaps your problem is you need to gain weight. No, oh man, what is this? What is this box? Oh, it's Dennis the Menace. And it's a box of Dennis the Menace comics, but I have them in a magazine-sized box because a bunch of them are wider and they don't fit in regular comic boxes because they're old Dennis the Menace and prior to the early 60s comics were wider. You don't need to know. You know all that. Where are the other freaking... This singer of this commercial is very disturbing sounding. It says it's Marvel Black and White magazines, and it is Marvel Black and White magazines. So where is the... Is this it? No, that's Erie Publications. Oh. Don't get the mogwai wet, man. Okay, this is Cracked Magazine, Crazy Magazine, Crazy, Cracked Crazy, Cracked Crazy, Crazy Cracked, Sick Magazine, Trash Magazine, and then there's some Omni. What? Oh, okay. All right. Then what? Oh, I see. Hold on. What time is it? Is my question to you. I had a whole magazine of 1950s teen magazines. Where in the name of heck is it? It has to be either in this room or this room. Is this box? No. Oh, but there's some great stuff in this box. Squatrons. Maybe you'd like to see this box. Nobody ever tells me in the comments when I ask questions like this, would you like to see this box? No one ever responds. It's This is a operating manual for a Space Invaders game. Okay. I know that box has to be here. So the question is it mislabeled? Yes, I think so, because look, this box is labeled audio DVD-Rs, and I just poked my fingers in there, and I can tell it's not DVD-Rs. It is magazines, and it's probably the box I'm looking for. And the problem is the wrong lids get put on the wrong boxes, and no, it is definitely not the box I'm looking for. This is not the box I'm looking for. I need to get my marker up here and change. Is that? Those are DVDs. Mad Magazine, Mad Magazine, Mad Magazine. Okay. Well, what was that? Oh, I dropped the microphone. Mad Specials. Okay, I'm going to move these Mad Magazines into the other room. Okay, that was a box of Mad Specials. And then you guys are sitting on a box that's labeled Mad Box 3. Let's see if you are actually... Just a second. Yeah. Did you see where the box of those, it was like a bunch of 1950s and 60s fan magazines, like, it was like Teen and a 16, bunch of 16 magazines from like the Beatles era. Do you know where that box is? Well, keep your eyes peeled. I bet that's the, is that the box over there? I might have the light. Oh, hold on, let me check, I'll call you back. All right, bye. It could be I have this light that's lighting me up on top of the box. And I thought that was a comic box, but oh, it's a DVD-R box. Yeah, it's a comic box. Dang. Okay. Mad Box 3. We're gonna move this box. A healthy collection of Mad Magazine is essential for any comic book room. It's weird, a whole lifetime of collecting Mad Magazine fits in 4 boxes. And someday I will fit in 1 box. How existential can you get, ladies and gentlemen? Okay. Yeah, sometimes you think you got a lot more of something. Like, I thought, man, I've got tons of House of Mystery comics, and then you look at it in retrospect, yeah, you don't really have that many. Marvel Black and White. Maybe I put that stuff in this box, in this closet. It's only possible. Famous monsters, yeah. Marvel, Black and White, Beatles. What? Doc Savage, yeah. Might as well look at these while I have the box out. I was just talking about this a little bit ago. Imsh has been eager to see my Eerie magazines. Okay, I don't know. Do it this way. How's that? Okay, the earliest issue of Eerie I have is number 2. Because Eerie number 1 never happened. It was just a little ash can comic. They only printed like 500 copies of it. Eerie 3. I'm not going to show the whole collection. Eerie 4. First 2 I showed you were Frazetta covers. This one's a Gray Morrow cover. They had great art, obviously. Issue 5 had another Frazetta cover. It was phenomenal. It'll still be nice if those were in bags and boards, but here's Eerie 6. Eerie 7. Another beautiful cover. And Gray Morrow, it's like they kind of go back and forth between Gray Morrow and Frazetta. Here's, here's issue 12. I don't have 11. This one I got during the pandemic. My wife got me this as a present. This is Eerie number 14. Eerie 15. Eerie 16. Then there's Eerie 20. 21. Eerie 29. So I'm missing a bunch, including a 23. And 23 is the sought-after one with the Egyptian Queen cover. This is a great... I don't know if this is the first 32 number. It's from 1971. I don't know if this is the first Richard Corbin cover on Warren. I can't tell you that for sure, but it's a Richard Corbin cover. And it has an ultra-violent superhero in it, which... As far as ultra-violent superheroes, that predates the Punisher and Deadpool and what other characters were like that, I don't know. I mean, of course, there were ultra-violent heroes in the pulp days. That was a common thing. When did Spain Rodriguez start Trashman in the Underground Comics? He might have been the first ultra-violent superhero. Anyway, these stickers need to be put on the front of boxes over here so that I can look cool to the comic book community. What boxes don't have stickers? I see a few. Anyway, you need to go on YouTube, which you're already on, and look up John Goris, John. You know how to spell John. And Goris, Goras, and subscribe to him and watch his amazing animation. He's working on one now, probably even as we record. He's working on an animated film for Halloween. I reckon I'll put this one right here on the front of Dennis the Menace, because it kind of has Dennis the Menace covers, because Dennis the Menace's hair is blonde, yellow. So now it's, this box has got some artwork on it. And the other one, which is promoting Gotham City Comics in Mesa, Arizona. I've got a bunch, because every time I get stuff from Kevin at Gotham City Comics, I request a sticker or two. And then I'm able to put them on the front of boxes, and it just makes the comic book collection look less like just a bunch of ugly stack of cardboard boxes. Some people make color copies of covers of, like a cover of a sample of one of the comics that's in the box, so you know what's in it. And that's really neat. That requires that you have a color printer, and I don't have, well, we had a color printer, but I never even figured out how to work that thing. It's just a piece of junk. Okay, so I don't know. We'll put this one on the front cover of this. I'm sorry, on the front of this box for Charlton Comics. Oh shit. Yes, indeed. The disc is stopped over there, man. Oh, I put it on crooked. Well, too bad. Too bad. So sad. It's on crooked forever. Yeah, that sucks, but that's life. That's what people say. You're riding high in April, shot down in May. And sometimes the Gotham City Kickers stickers go on crooked. But seriously, oh, maybe that's the box over there. Maybe. Probably not. Come on. Nope. That's a box of VHS cassettes. That needs to go down in the basement closet. This is a disturbing thing. The box will appear. But it needs to appear now. All right, let's move this box of Mad Magazine box number 1. Better open these, make sure that's what they are. Yes, it's Mad Magazine box number 1. I'm starting to get suspicious that maybe you know where that box is. Actually, I've watched old shows to try to figure out, like, I couldn't find my sunglasses the other day, so I had to watch an episode that I'd filmed the day before to see when did I last have the sunglasses on. And it turns out I left the sunglasses on top of one of those boxes over there, and I saw myself lay them down, and that's how I find things. So if you video record yourself all the time and you lose something, you can rewatch the recording and find out where you put it. That's what I that's how I found that blonde wig that Kevin sent me from Gotham City Comics. I rewatched the video from like a month and a half before and saw that I put it on top way on top of a cabinet in the attic, and I never would have thought in a million years to look there. Home movies. This is just depressing. Oh, maybe I put it in this closet over here. That's possible. It's possible. It's possible. Yes! Yes, I found the box, ladies and gentlemen. Can you believe it? Oh, that looks pretty cool. Good stuff. You know, I've got this Flash Gordon box here blocking, it's blocking this Magnificent Green Ghost game. So maybe Flash Gordon needs to be put up here. That's a statue I have in the other room. What a darn mess around here, man. By the way, ladies and gentlemen, good times begin with Dr. Pepper. And it's today's Light and Lively Taste. They're one of our sponsors, so make sure you get it with the new pull tabs, ladies and gentlemen. This closet here is only for comics, and I put a magazine box on it. Oh, that closet has curly Q light bulbs in it too. I need to switch those out. Do you want me to simulcast the debate on Tuesday night? Would you guys tune in to watch it with the Hotel Orloff Inspirational Network announcers? Alright, this box is labeled Vintage Teen Rock and Roll Magazines. Hopefully there's some space left in it. Yes, there is. Fantastic. Come on, man. Oh, this is all working out perfectly in the end. Okay. Okay, in March 1959, Salminio's on the warpath. This is Teen Magazine, And this was a slick magazine. Some of these are printed on newsprint. It's got cartoons, everything in it. So let's see if I can file. I'm going to file this with the other ones. You know what? That magazine I showed you that had Batman and Robin on the cover, that's a particularly good magazine. It looks like Teen Life, you know, look at that. There's James Bond, Teen Life. So maybe I should alphabetize these. This Teen Life is August, probably 66, June, I don't know. I'm not even gonna bother, I'll just put them together. There's a 50-50 chance that I only have two of them that they're in chronological order. Then we put Teen Screen in there, there's Teen World, so Teen Screen goes before Teen World. Okay, let's get these teens alphabetized. This is teen from January 68, this is March 69, this is a special issue of Teen. Teen Magazine presents Bandstand Blast, all about your favorite dancers on American Bandstand. Look at that girl. That's a cool look with the eyebrows. It's like a Vampira, Elvira look. Yeah, the dancers became stars in themselves. You can kind of see a glimpse of that in the. These are not in any order at all. In the movie the real movie Hairspray, not the musical, but the real John Waters movie. Look at this: thrills, spills, monsters, spooks take over TV. I forgot I had this issue. Look at that: the Beatles and the Munsters on the same cover. Can you imagine a world where you could watch the Munsters first run on television and then turn on the radio and hear the Beatles, and it's like a new record from them? Okay, Richard Chamberlain was played Dr. Kildare, right? And he was a big. Women loved him, but I don't know what you know about his personal life, but and Richard, there's a nickname for. Well, anyway, I won't say anything more. This is the name of the article, so, but I'll just let that lay there. Oh, and then here it's even better. Look, you need to see this with better light, ladies and gentlemen. Move on over. I'll move this box of X-Men comics out because I put the light on it. Okay. And then I'll move you guys over and I'll put you right under the light. Oh, wow. That's actually kind of interesting lighting. Anyway. That may be too much. Oh, man, it's like a police interrogation. Okay. That's a little bit further away. Okay, anyway. Okay, Bewitched was part of the monster. Yeah, I mean, technically a witch is a monster, right? Thrills, chills, monsters, and spooks take over TV. Beware. What a wonderful time, man. I was born right in the middle of that. You know, 64 to 66 was the run of the Munsters and the Addams Family. I was born right smack dab in the middle in 65. Perhaps maybe that's why I'm so into monsters. Probably not. Now, if my mother, when I first came up with an issue of Famous Monsters of Filmland to my mother in 1970, 71, and she said, sure, you can buy that. I'll buy that for you. Okay. I think I still would have loved monsters. But when my mother said, no, you can't have that, that may be, because it was forbidden to me, that may have caused me to be more fascinated by it. She did the same thing with the Three Stooges, you know. She didn't want me watching that. She thought I'd imitate it. And Three Stooges. Dennis the Menace. She didn't want me reading Dennis the Menace comics because he didn't speak with proper grammar, and she was an ex-school teacher. In this lighting, you can see these dark rings in my eyes. I look like Vincent Price in The Abominable Dr. Phibes. Anyway. I've had these rings under my eyes forever. I'm sure there's a reason. It's probably not a good reason. Teen life. Teen.
There's a very simple reason.
Shit. Okay.
People like the life of Wiley in their Wiley mobile home.
Oh, yeah, this is Teen. That's why, yeah, Teen Life. This is another issue of Teen Life. That's the great magazine I was just talking about that had Batman and James Bond. That may be turning out to be my favorite one besides Dig. Dig was a great magazine too. So I'll file this in at the end of the teen magazines here. No, I'll put it at the beginning.
Live the life of Wiley in a Wiley's mobile home.
And then Modern Teen was a good one too, because that was from the people that made Dig. Oh wait, this I gotta read. These are not in the correct order. Because here's another issue of Teen Life. See, it just has, this one is like brand new. It still feels beautifully slick. It like it was just purchased. So same thing with this one. Obviously, they were purchased by the same girl that took care of her magazines. And it has this great cartoon with this fantastic art. I wonder who this artist is. Powell. Maybe, probably Bob Powell. Yeah, it has, yeah, she must be the mascot, Tina. Yeah, I need to look into this Teen Life magazine. This may be something I need to collect. It's a lot more interesting than a lot of things. My parents can't understand. I want to leave home. There's Herman, Peter Noon, Herman's Hermits. Monkeys and beetles, what they really think about each other. Amazing. Even Kentucky Fried Chicken used to taste better. I guarantee you it did. I remember. Look at this one. Wow, your own Batman and Robin scrapbook plus giant contest. Create a new villain for B&R. Sock. Your favorite comic strip characters come to life. No, that's stabbing the cake. Later, someone broke into George Harrison's house and stabbed him. That's not what killed him, but anyway, I remember these little trivia things. Bottom of this magazine's got some to it, but look, you can put this picture of Julie Andrews up. She really was quite beautiful. Mary Poppins, Sound of Music. Oh, look, here's the directory. It gives you all the information on your favorite stars. Tony Dow. Tony attends art class at UCLA, but when he has time, he vacations on Catalina Island. That was after Leave It to Beaver. Did he ever do anything after Leave It to Beaver besides Kentucky Fried Movie? I don't know. This is a Return of the Superheroes. So they're showing that there was a time before 20 years ago when there were superheroes. Oh, this is it's the Dreamy Bachelor directory. That's what that was. Right before Tony Dow passed away, he got his teenage car back. He had this I forget what kind of car it was. You could look it up on Google, but he had this cool sports car that he got with his Leave It to Beaver money, and then he sold it or something, and then he tracked that car down and found it and bought it and had his car back, and then he passed away. Here's the Creative Villain contest. If I could get a few issues after that, I could maybe find out that maybe there'd be pictures of the villains that kids created. That would probably be pretty cool. So you imagine you can get the pictures of villains created by kids back in the 60s, and then you could draw your own comic with them. That's cool. And a few little glimpses of Batman in silhouette in the TV show, where it's like, wow, that would be cool if they lit him like that more often, you know. Here's Yvonne Craig in an Elvis movie, but that's before she came along and became Batgirl. It says, do you have what it takes to be an Elvis girl? It's all the different. There's Barbara Eden. Well, different time period. Gun-toting gals. Anne Francis, who was Honey West, Ursula Andress, of course, was in Dr. No. These are these magazines are so much fun. Oh, there's Terrence Stamp. He was General Zod, right? Okay, well, let's get this show on the road here. Oh. Okay, that's more Batman. What are they saying? Holy teen scream! Don't just stand there. Batman needs your help, honest. Would he lie to you about something this important? Yeah. I guess these are out of order, but I think I put these issues all together in the box because they had Batman on the cover. Yeah, I think that's what I did. I'm trying to pick your favorite Bat villain and win a Bat cave full of super batty prizes. I wonder what the... Oh, here it is. Pick your favorite Bat villain. You'd have to cut this coupon out. Obviously, they didn't do that. My favorite villain is because... And you'd send it off to New York, New York, 5th Avenue. There's David McCallum, Man from Uncle. Great time to be a kid. Do people wax cars anymore? I used to have to wax my dad's station wagon all the time, and my mom's Dodge Dart Swinger from 1972. They would pay me pretty well to wash and wax their cars, and then I'd go buy comic books. You could tell how much my dad didn't like to wash and wax a car by how well he paid for me to do it. I think I got paid. Maybe it was just $12, but it seemed like it was $20. I could get a lot of comics with what he paid me. Where are the in magazines, man? Dig. Alright, here's Popular Teen. Yeah, let's get that. Popular Teen. Come on, man. I'm getting sick. I just don't even want to even put these in alphabetical. I mean, not alphabetical order, but chronological order. I just want to get them in the box at this point. It took so long to find the freaking box to begin with. Anyway, Oh, this one's in good. Look at that. Look at the young Dick Clark smiling there. This stuff makes me happy. I'm sick and I could have gotten this all done, but I'll save that for another day, perhaps for tomorrow. Oh, there's more teen magazines over here that I didn't put. I need to get those in. Oh. Get it. I gotta get these all bagged and boarded. But none of those magazines, they've never been bagged and boarded ever in the history of their existence. They came right from somebody, the original person that bought them, and somehow they wound up with me. I don't know. I got stuff to do, ladies and gentlemen. I don't have time for this nonsense. Where's my charging cable? Yeah, you're kidding me, man. Okay. Oh, it's over here. Okay, so I've got to change some light bulbs. I know that I've got to do that. That will be something. I'm only going to change one light bulb per episode. I think David Wilcock may be on live now, so I have to check on that. Okay, so it looks a little bit more organized now. No, not really, but if you say it enough, you might actually believe it. Okay. And so let's bid adieu to the comic book room for right now. We gotta be real quiet. Oh boy, that motherfucker. Okay, how far am I into this recording? What have we got here? This must be. Oh, it's a 1972. They have the commercials cut out of it. Oh, that's no fun. Oh, it's almost over. It's in the last 3 minutes. Then I'll check on the David Wilcock thing. It's already 1:22. I think David Wilcock would have started by now. Well, let's check on the snow. We got 3 inches of snow last night. Let's see what it looks like out here. Oh, look, it's Alan the cat. How you doing? Yeah. Yeah. Well, the snow melted. Anyway, yeah, I checked yesterday. If you watched, I was looking through my issues of Castle of Frankenstein. That one with Mr. Spock on the cover, I do not have another copy of that. But what it turns out is I have another third copy of the one with the Raquel Welch cover, and another copy, and I think a second or third copy of the one with the Cyclops from Seventh Voyage of Sinbad. Those I had taken out of that box and put them on display upstairs. So I am in need of that Spock one, and I saw that that was not available on mycomicshop.com. So if you have a store that you're watching this, if you're a comic dealer and you stock monster magazines, you got that one with the light blue cover. Which is probably sought after because, very well could be the first magazine cover with Leonard Nimoy on it from the run of the original real Star Trek. So I don't know. But how are you guys doing, ladies and gentlemen? Maybe I should start a live stream just to hang out with you guys, ladies and gentlemen. Anyway, man. So as far as the future of this show, I guess I'll do a live stream here in a few minutes, and I will do a show tomorrow. I don't know if it'll be a canned show like this or if it will be a live stream, because I'm going to get some stuff tomorrow. It should be here tomorrow, unless the world blows up first or an asteroid destroys the Earth. Oh. And then I will, now let's see if David Wilcox started before I go. And then Tuesday I might do a live stream with the Kamala Harris Trump debate, which will be high because it'd be a lot of fun to watch that. And then you'll cheer on and be glad when Kamala Harris looks like a fool, and then you'll realize, oh shoot, because she looks like a fool, now we've got to suffer. They're gonna punish us for it. They're gonna do something horrible, and so that she can look heroic and I don't know. That's just my. Perhaps I'm completely wrong. So that's Tuesday. Thursday, I'll do another Dum Dum celebration. That'll be a fun time. Okay, has David Wilcox started? I had the sound completely turned down because I came down. They were playing some music that could have had, set off a copyright claim. I don't want to mess with that. Okay. So I searched for David Wilcock. I don't know. I may just want to watch David Wilcock and not do a live stream. The live streams can be very interesting. If you watched yesterday's live stream, that was something else, man. Come on, is the battery not working in this Roku remote? Come on, batteries. What is the? Oh, no, I turned the whole Roku off, did I? No, the Roku is regenerating, rebounding from. Maybe it'll work now. Okay. Oh, okay. The recording was done anyway. Well, this DVD is not defective. I've had a lot of defective DVDRs in this spindle. It's been very disconcerting. Well, here's YouTube, and let's get David Wilcock going. David Wilcock is kind of like your crazy friend, you know, just seems like this nice guy. I like watching him. And he may be 100% right in all of what he says. I mean, it's possible. Who was it that said it's possible in the Deputy Dog cartoon? It was a little muskrat. It was Muskie the muskrat, wasn't it? Deputy Dog was one of the finest cartoons in the 20th century. Prove me wrong. David Wilcock. Okay, we clicked on David Wilcock. And there's his live show in progress. Let's rewind, which you can do on a Roku. Let's see how long he's been on. 10 minutes, 20. Oh, he's only been on about 22 minutes. It's apparently Masonic Black Sun is the name of today's live stream. Well, let's get to that, ladies and gentlemen, and I will be talking to you soon.